The Arizona desert is a kingdom of light and shadow. It is a vast and ancient place. The sun rises here with an almost biblical intensity, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. It casts long, dark fingers across the sandy floor. Saguaro cacti, like silent sentinels, stand guard over this domain. They have watched centuries pass without a word. The air is thin and dry, carrying the faint, sweet scent of creosote bush. A gentle breeze whispers through the landscape, a sound as old as the rocks themselves. It is a land of profound and sometimes deceptive tranquility. Here, life has adapted in remarkable ways. The Gila monster, a slow-moving but venomous lizard, seeks refuge from the midday heat beneath a cool stone. A roadrunner, quick and clever, darts across the baked earth in search of its next meal. Every creature has found its niche, its own strategy for survival in this challenging environment. They are masters of endurance, shaped by the relentless cycle of sun and scarcity. The hawk circles high above, its keen eyes scanning the expanse below. It sees everything, every slight movement in the brush. It is a world of hunters and the hunted, of patience and sudden, swift action. But look closer. Amidst this timeless natural drama, a new story is unfolding. It is a human story, one of quiet desperation. Along the dusty fringes of a dry riverbed, a tattered tent stands against the elements. It is a fragile shelter in a world not designed for such things. This is not the camp of a weekend hiker or a geologist. It is a home. For some, the grand, open spaces of the desert are not a source of wonder, but a final, desperate refuge. Here, the line between breathtaking beauty and stark survival becomes incredibly thin and fragile. The same sun that nourishes the cactus can be a merciless force. The same wind that sculpts the sandstone can tear through a makeshift dwelling with unforgiving power. In this landscape of extremes, a different kind of struggle for existence is taking place. It is a silent crisis, often hidden in plain sight, dwarfed by the sheer scale of the wilderness. The vastness that inspires awe can also create a profound sense of isolation. Human figures move like ghosts against the backdrop of majestic mesas, their stories written in the dust. They are a part of this ecosystem now, a testament to resilience and hardship. If you found this story compelling, please subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations and untold stories from the heart of Arizona and beyond. Your support helps us shine a light on the issues that matter. Deep within the canyons, the world changes. The temperature drops, the light softens. Here, water has carved its signature into the rock over millennia, creating towering walls of red and gold. The sound of a single drop of water echoing through the chambers is a reminder of its preciousness. A trickle of moisture seeps from a rock face, giving life to a hanging garden of ferns and mosses. This is a sanctuary, a place of quiet reverence. The canyon wren's song, a descending cascade of notes, fills the still air. It is a sound that speaks of hidden life and secret places. We met a man who called this canyon his home. He did not give his name. He simply pointed to the soaring walls and said, "They listen." His face was a map of hard years, etched by sun and worry. He spoke of losing a job, then a home, then the threads that connected him to the world he once knew. He came here seeking solitude, away from the judgment of the city. He learned the rhythm of the canyon. He knew where to find water after a rare rain. He understood the movements of the javelina and the deer that shared his territory. His possessions were few: a worn sleeping bag, a pot for cooking, and a small collection of books with faded covers. He spoke of the stars at night, how they seemed brighter here than anywhere else on Earth. He described the feeling of the cool canyon walls against his back on a hot afternoon. In his voice, there was no self-pity, only a quiet acceptance of his reality. He had become a part of this landscape, as much as the stones and the ancient juniper trees. His story was a quiet echo, absorbed by the silent, watchful rock. He shared a piece of bread with us, baked over a small, carefully managed fire. He explained that in the desert, you learn not to waste anything. Every resource is valuable. Every calorie is essential for survival. He was not just living in nature, he was living with it. He had found a fragile peace in this grand, indifferent cathedral of stone. But his story is a stark reminder. It shows how easily one can slip through the cracks of society and find themselves in a world where survival is a daily, solitary effort. When the sun sets in the high desert, it takes the day's warmth with it. The temperature plummets with astonishing speed. The vast, open sky, once a brilliant canvas of color, becomes a deep and endless black, punctured by the cold light of a billion stars. The air grows still and sharp. For the desert's native inhabitants, this is a time of activity. Coyotes begin their chorus of yips and howls, their calls carrying for miles across the silent plains. The great horned owl, a master of the darkness, glides silently from its perch, its hunt beginning. For those without shelter, the desert night is a formidable adversary. The cold seeps into bones. It is a persistent, draining force that saps energy and hope. We found a small community of people huddled in the scrubland outside a growing town. They had built shelters from discarded pallets, tarps, and scraps of metal. A single fire burned in the center of their camp, a small beacon of warmth against the encroaching darkness. Around it, faces were illuminated by the flickering flames, each one telling a story of hardship. They shared what little they had: a can of soup, a thin blanket, a quiet word of encouragement. One woman, wrapped in layers of worn clothing, spoke of the fear that comes with the night. Every sound is magnified. The rustle of a pack rat can sound like an intruder. The howl of a distant coyote can feel like a lament for their own lost security. She explained that sleep is a luxury, often interrupted by the biting cold or the gnawing anxiety of their situation. She had once been a nurse, a caregiver. Now, she struggled to care for herself, battling the elements in a place that offers no comfort. Her hands, rough and chapped, trembled as she spoke. The fire is more than just a source of heat. It is a center of community. It is where stories are shared and fears are confessed. It is a defense against the overwhelming loneliness of their existence. As the embers glowed, a man played a soft tune on a battered harmonica. The melody was sorrowful yet resilient, a human sound in the immense and wild dark. It was a brief moment of art and connection in a life stripped down to its barest essentials. The desert night is long, but here, for a moment, they were not entirely alone. Water is the currency of the desert. Its presence dictates where life can flourish, and its absence brings silence and stillness. The dry riverbeds, known as washes or arroyos, crisscross the landscape like empty veins. For most of the year, they are nothing more than highways of sand and stone, but they hold the memory of water. The smooth, polished rocks and the debris caught high in the branches of mesquite trees are evidence of the powerful force that occasionally rushes through them. These are places of dramatic and sudden change. Many of the desert's homeless are drawn to these dry riverbeds. They offer a degree of concealment from the outside world. Tents and makeshift structures are tucked under the cover of tamarisk and willow trees that line the banks, their roots reaching deep for any trace of subterranean moisture. Here, people live in the path of potential danger, trading the risk of a flash flood for a sliver of privacy. It is a gamble born of necessity. The dry wash provides a flat place to rest, a channel that is often out of sight and out of mind. We walked along one such wash, the sand crunching under our feet. The signs of life were subtle: a discarded water bottle, a set of footprints leading into the brush, a small, carefully tended clearing where someone had spent the night. We spoke with a young couple who had been living in the wash for several months. They explained the constant search for water. They carried empty jugs for miles to a public park or a benevolent gas station to fill them. Every drop was rationed, used for drinking, for a small meal, for a brief wash. Their existence is a paradox. They live in a riverbed that is almost always dry, yet their lives are completely dominated by the quest for water. They watch the sky not for its beauty, but for the threat of rain. A dark cloud on the horizon is not a promise of relief, but a signal to be ready to move, to abandon their temporary home before the torrent comes. Their life here is a testament to human ingenuity, but it is also a fragile existence, balanced on the edge of a dry and unforgiving channel, waiting for the water that can give life or take it away. Migration is a fundamental rhythm of the natural world. Birds follow ancient flyways, seeking warmer climates. Mammals move across vast territories in search of food and water. These journeys are driven by instinct, by the changing seasons, and by the primal need to survive. The Arizona landscape is a corridor for many of these great migrations. Sandhill cranes fill the sky with their rattling calls. Pronghorn antelope flow across the grasslands, their movements dictated by the availability of forage. It is a timeless and elegant dance of survival. In the shadows of this natural spectacle, a human migration is also taking place. It is less predictable, more fragmented, and driven by economic hardship rather than seasonal change. People move from city to city, from state to state, drawn to Arizona by the promise of a warmer climate or the hope of work. They arrive with little and often find even less. The same sun that makes the winter tolerable for a wealthy tourist can be a deadly furnace for someone living in a car or on the streets during the summer months. This migration is not a grand procession. It is a slow, often invisible trickle of individuals and families. They move along the highways and dusty back roads, their lives packed into a backpack or a shopping cart. We encountered a family living out of an old station wagon at a desert rest stop. The father had lost his construction job in another state. They had driven to Arizona, hoping for a fresh start. Now, their vehicle was both their transport and their shelter. The children did their schoolwork on a picnic table, their classroom the open desert, their future uncertain. Unlike animal migrations, which follow a path to sustenance, this human movement often leads to greater precarity. Resources are scarce, and the support systems are overwhelmed. People become trapped in a cycle of transit, never able to put down roots. They are seasonal residents of a different sort, moving with the ebb and flow of opportunity and enforcement. They are disconnected from the communities they pass through, existing in a parallel world, a transient population in a land of ancient, rooted things. Their journey is not toward a promised land, but a continuous search for a place to simply be. The horizon in the desert is a powerful symbol. It is a clean, sharp line that promises endless possibility. It speaks of distance, of journeys, and of the unknown that lies beyond what we can see. For the wildlife, the horizon is simply a part of their world, the edge of their territory. For us, it inspires a sense of wonder and a desire to explore. It is a canvas for the spectacular sunrises and sunsets that define this land. The horizon represents a future, a destination, a place to move toward with purpose and hope. For those experiencing homelessness in this vast landscape, the horizon can look very different. It can seem impossibly distant, a constant reminder of a future that is out of reach. Hope is not always a grand destination. It is often found in the smallest of things. It is a clean pair of socks provided by a volunteer. It is a hot meal served from the back of a van. It is the unexpected kindness of a stranger who sees not a problem, but a person. These small acts of compassion are anchor points in a world that can feel unmoored. Despite the immense challenges, the human spirit shows a remarkable capacity for resilience. It is a quality shared with the desert's own inhabitants. Like the stubborn wildflower that blooms from a crack in a dry rock, people find ways to endure, and even to find moments of joy. We saw it in the laughter of children playing tag around a saguaro, We heard it in the shared stories and songs around a fire. We felt it in the fierce determination of a man to build a more stable shelter before the winter cold arrived. The solution to this crisis is complex, as layered as the geology of the canyons themselves. It requires more than temporary shelter. It requires compassion, understanding, and a collective will to see those who have become invisible. The desert does not judge. It simply is. It is we who must look upon our fellow humans, stranded in this beautiful and harsh wilderness, and decide what kind of world we want to build. The horizon remains. Whether it is a symbol of despair or a beacon of hope depends entirely on the path we choose to create toward it, together.